Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, 10 minutes away from 9 a.m. Linkin Park tickets for the United Center. You'll be the first person into the show, and we will have that for you. First, some music entertainment news. And last night, I know Case the producer is a big fan of the Golden Bachelorette. So I'm curious his take on this. But Joan Vassos found her man. She chose, she chose Chuck. She chose Chuck, who was a 60-year-old insurance executive from Wichita, Kansas. It came down to two. The other guy, his name was Guy, who was 60.
My favorite was the guy from Chicago, but he left because he didn't have strong enough feelings for her.
And that was on the Golden Bachelorette?
Yeah.
Did you watch the show regularly? Because I know...
parts of it. I just felt bad. I loved it. He was from Chicago. He was like super suave. His name is Pasquale. He owns a salon here. I'm like, this is like so awesome. But he was very adventurous, but... he actually left because he didn't have strong enough feelings. He was very nice about it, but it made me say, that's why I wanted to win.
Well, I mean, it's good to not waste anybody's time. You know, and it sounds like...
he was a really good guy about that. Case, who was your favorite? Did you like Pasquale?
No.
Wow.
I like Charles L. I actually, Brian mentioned just a second ago that I'm a big fan of this series. I really enjoyed The Golden Bachelor. I stopped watching Golden Bachelor about halfway through.
Really?
Once Charles L., who for those that maybe saw an episode or two, he was the older Asian guy on the show. Once he got eliminated, I was out because he was the only guy that I really cared about. And I didn't feel like The Golden Bachelorette was all that compelling either. So after week 4 of this 8-week season, I had nothing left to cheer for.
That's disappointing that you just gave up on a show that I know you love all the Bachelor shows. Bachelorette shows.
You don't have to say it with such pride. I'm certainly ashamed of it.
Hey, listen, we all have our
ashamed
guilty...
of it too.
We all have our guilty pleasures. Yeah, you would think like Kenzie would be the one I'd be coming to on that, but Case is the one that loves The Golden Bachelorette.
It's true.
But yeah, it's over. It's gone. And it didn't feel like it had the oomph as the Golden Bachelor.
No, it was a weird deal where all of the guys that were there were there with the right intentions, which actually makes the show less fun. They all really wanted the Golden Bachelorette Joan to like them, and there was an uncomfortable lack of distance between their emotions and our emotions, and a lot of the show was profoundly sad. The contestant I just mentioned, Charles L., he spent his entire time on the show trying to process the death of his wife, and it was a beautiful story that by the end of it, he really felt like he had closure on something that he had spent years suffering through. But it was just a heavy show. It wasn't... You either need young, hot people being dumb, which is Bachelor and Bachelorette, or Golden Bachelor had a group of really fun girls that made that show engaging. Golden Bachelorette just did not have that with their contestants.
And then he turned out to be kind of a POS, right?
That's right. And then they invited him back, and he gave the Golden Bachelorette advice. And I was like, dude, listen to your own advice.
Oh.
All right, maybe I watched a few episodes and enjoyed that.
Jesus, okay.
Sounds like you're pretty up to speed on the show.
Sounds like you're DMing these guys and saying,
I know,
like,
and
hey,
he's like infuriated about something. It's something that caught your interest, caught your eye a bit.
hey, I'm not going to lie. I DM CT from the challenge, so it's okay if you DM these people. And Johnny Bananas, he doesn't answer, but I DM him all the time.
Oh, thanks for clarifying. It's been that you're talking to him all the time.
Yeah, come on, man. I love you, Johnny. Okay, other sad news. And I'm not saying that the Golden Bachelorette was sad news, but I guess it kind of was in a way, it sounds like.
She just found the love of her life, people. Come on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem excited about it.
Root for her.
Dave Coulier from Full House, who played Joey on Full House, announced he has cancer. He's fighting stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Here was a statement that really hit me yesterday. I told my wife, Melissa, I don't know why, but I'm okay with whatever the news is going to be, no matter how devastating. I can't explain where it came from. I had an incredible life. I've had the most amazing people in my life, and it's been extraordinary, and what a journey, and I'm okay if this is the end of the journey.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. I couldn't believe he said he's only 65 years old.
Cut it out. No way.
I know. Fight
I'm
Joey.
not okay with this.
Fight Joey. And then John Stamos posted, "You're my brother from day one. Love you, Dave, and I'll be on your side through all of it." So some sad news there. But listen, all of us here on the show and just all of you listeners out there have somebody you know that fought cancer, and some don't win the battle. My mom is a breast cancer survivor for over 30 years now. I have 2 sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law. It's just like, so much fight in these women I've seen that can beat it. I know, Joey, you can beat it too. I called him the cast member. I'm Dave Coulier. Dave. I called him Joey.
I'm sure, once you become, so synonymous with something, though, people still call David Schwimmer Ross. You just can't help it. Yeah.
Finally, some non-depressing news. The Yacht Rock documentary is coming out.
Yes!
We talked about this. It will be on Max November 29th. It will start streaming. Here's a trailer for the Yacht Rock documentary.
It rocks, but it doesn't rock too hard. The singers all seem to be saying, hey, it's gonna be okay.
It's perfect sitting down, dancing music.
Also known as Yacht Rock.
Steely Dan.
The Doobie Brothers.
Toto.
Kenny Loggins.
Christopher Cross. Michael McDonald.
I expected to be totally forgotten by the end of the 80s.
The term yacht rock emerged from a comedy show.
All of a sudden, this new genre we made up started to get embraced by the world.
Yacht rock.
I always thought it was kind of flattering to be made fun of.
I began to see that it was a kind of backwards way to honor us.
Obviously, it made an impression on somebody.
That will start streaming on Max November 29th, the day after Thanksgiving, with the whole family around. That'll be a great documentary to watch. It's called Yacht Rock, a documentary. And we played audio of Yacht Rock of our favorite songs. For example, Papa Roach, part of Take It What's Thursday today. This is a great Yacht Rock version of Papa Roach.
Cut my life into pieces.
So good.
This is my last resort. So suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a heck if I cut my arm bleeding. This is my last resort.
But of course, one of my favorite things to play about Yacht Rock comes from Steely Dan conversation and Knocked Up when Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd are talking about it. Paul Rudd's favorite band is Steely Dan.
I'm just saying, the music industry is different now. Steely Dan would never even have a chance.
Well, maybe it's because Steely Dan gargles my balls.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
That is Linkin Park. They will be at the United Center at the Madhouse as Q101 presents Linkin Park Monday, August 11th. With Brian and Kenzie and Q101. The tickets go on sale next Thursday, the 21st at 10 a.m. And cannot wait for the first time in 13 years at the Madhouse, Linkin Park. Samantha's checking in from Indiana. Samantha, ahoy. What's going on with you?
Hi. Oh, nothing. I'm just... My daughter, she will be 9 tomorrow, and she told me this morning, if Linkin Park comes back on tour, I want to go see them. Can you try to get tickets? And I said, baby, I don't know if they're going to go back on tour. And I just heard it, and oh, my God.
So now you kind of want to be mom of the year is what you're trying to say here.
Oh, absolutely, because she is going through a phase. We're going to get her like a Linkin Park cake for her birthday.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah. You know what? You can tell your daughter that mommy is badass and got her Linkin Park tickets.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Dead serious. You will be at the Madhouse. You're the first person in, Amanda.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I cannot wait to tell her tomorrow.
Congratulations. You're going to Linkin Park with Brian and Kenzie and Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Ticket Puts Thursday. Text RISE right now to 312-591-8300 for a chance to get to the Rise of the Roach tour. Papa Roach, Rise Against, Saturday, September 27th at Credit Union 1 Amphitheater in Tinley Park. So text RISE to 312-591-8300. When we get the next hour, Lauren will have a new word as it's Ticket Puts Thursday. So every hour, your chance at that incredible show. I love that lineup. Case, what do you got for a takeaway?
Well, Maddie checked in, and her takeaway is you're not a real fan of a band unless you have them tattooed on your forehead or as a tramp stamp.
Which one carries more weight, forehead or tramp stamp?
Gotta go tramp stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
Every
they're not
time you think of all the
trendy.
times you bend over.
Think about how much I bend over?
Probably a lot.
It is.
I knew it.
That's what I've heard.
Kenzie, what do you got?
Double features. Mike texted in takeaway. The genius comedian behind the 7 dirty words is John Carnell.
Yep. A name that will live in infamy.
Well, he'll be in textbooks and iPads.
And finally, takeaway from Anthony in 708. Our thoughts and prayers tonight for my banana-eating friends as they run for their freedom. To help this cause and stop Case, Call the number 312-591-8300 to help fight for those who can't fight. For their freedom.
Amen.
What's on the podcast case, obviously?
Well, today Brian was forced to relive some of his high school PTSD. He got very emotionally disturbed in sports. It's a tough one for you.
I still have it. I know. You brought it back again now.
I can see it on your arms. Also, Kenzie and I had the Great Monkey Debate of 2024 with Judge Brian serving over the High Court. All of that and so much more on the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
So remember, tomorrow at 8, since we're talking about monkeys a little bit, the Planet of the Apes review from Case at 8 a.m., the first original Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes. And go to the podcast, check out the conversations, of course, on Apple and Spotify, and the new Q101 app, newly redesigned, I should say, and it's free.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.